It's going to be a volatile week as we're going to hear from the Fed on if they are going to cut rates, and Bitcoin is pulling back. How low will it go and where will it bounce? And Elizabeth Warren is going after Donald Trump on his stablecoin business with World Liberty Financial, and her and other Democrats are looking to block the stablecoin bill. A lot of drama here. I'll give you the details. Let's get into it. Hey everybody, welcome into the Thinking Crypto podcast, your home for cryptocurrency news and interviews. I'm your host, Tony Edward. On your way in, please hit that subscribe button as well as the thumbs up button and leave a comment below. If you're listening on a podcast platform such as Spotify or Apple, please leave a 5-star rating and review. Folks, we have to talk about Bitcoin because there's a slight pullback. Bitcoin currently sitting just below $94,000. Nothing significant here, but we do have a volatile week ahead because we're going to hear from Jerome Powell and the Fed if they are going to cut rates. And they have here on their calendar that there's an FOMC meeting scheduled for May 6th and the 7th. So that is Tuesday and Wednesday. So I'm assuming we're going to hear on if they're going to cut rates or not. But what we've seen historically is anytime there is a Fed meeting or a Fed announcement, there's a lot of volatility in the markets. So expect things to chop, pullbacks, much more, right? But on the macro, we are still holding the key support levels that maintain us in a bull market. So could Bitcoin dip a bit down below? Well, certain analysts are highlighting things, for example, like Bitcoin getting rejected at the spot it's in, which is normal and healthy, and it's according to the charts, like what we've seen before. We could go down to 90,000, 92,000 before we bounce and keep moving higher. So just expect that, right? Nothing goes up in a straight line, and we had a strong movement upward. Bitcoin's golden cross is incoming, guys, and it is replicating a familiar MACD pattern, which is what I've been sharing with you guys on the weekly chart. We're seeing the bears are losing momentum and the bulls are about to gain full momentum as the MACD flips from red to green. These are historical patterns and data signals we've seen before a major rally. We saw the same thing before the Q4 rally. So the same thing is playing out here, guys, and we just got to be patient. But like I said, this week could be volatile. So just be prepared for that. When you look at the higher time frame of the weekly and monthly, still looks very bullish. But got to get through this volatile week. So just want to let you guys know about that. It's something that's important. The Bitcoin dominance continues to rise, and I think it may go up to about 71, 72, where it is expected to hit resistance and then start rolling over. As you guys know, once that dominance starts to fall, altcoins start to grab liquidity, but Bitcoin leads the show. So the dominance is going to rise. Bitcoin hits its top, local top, and then it can start rolling over, and then the liquidity moves to the altcoins. So that is a sign to watch. Also, we're starting to see USDT tether dominance is falling, and we still need to get further confirmation here, but this is a sign the stablecoin liquidity draining out from Tether, of course, and going into the crypto market, the buying of Bitcoin and altcoins. Some of you may understand how this works, but it's simply following the charts to see the patterns and when these things start to happen, and they are indicative of the market continuing with its bull rally. So just be prepared, and we got to be patient. Have a cash out plan, know where you're taking profits. One of the other good signs is that Bitcoin whales continue to accumulate Bitcoin. So on-chain data from Sentiment shows that whales with 10 or more Bitcoin in their wallets continue to accumulate. Very good sign. And other signals like the Bitcoin Pi cycle top indicator have not flashed. So this is still far from actually crossing or hitting the two moving averages. And these things have flagged the top in the past. So patience is a key. When in doubt, zoom out and just be prepared for a volatile week. All right, folks, quick word from our sponsor, and that is Trezor. Trezor makes beautifully crafted hardware wallets that make it easy for you to store your crypto safely. I'm a user of the Trezor Safe 5, and these wallets are beautiful, guys, and they're so easy to use. And Trezor's been at this since 2013. They were the first to create hardware wallets, and their hardware wallets are actually open source, and they have a great customer support service where a Trezor rep can help you onboard and use your device. They'll walk you through the whole process and do some hand holding there. And Trezor supports a variety of tokens, all your top tokens from Bitcoin, Solana, XRP, Ethereum, and much more. The list is very long. they also support like new institutional tokens like BlackRock's Billon. And they have a software called Trezor Suite, which helps you to manage all of this. So as stated, folks, I'm a user of the product, and you can use my code ThinkingCrypto, all one word, to get 5% off if you purchase one of the devices. So if you'd like to learn more, visit the link in the description. Now, folks, President Trump was on Meet the Press today. He did an interview talking about a variety of topics. And when it came to crypto, he says, I want crypto. I think crypto is important because if we don't do it, China is going to do it. We've heard him say this before. Now, the interviewer also asked Trump about his crypto businesses, right? World Liberty Financial and much more. And he said, look, I'm invested. And if the markets do well, I do well. So same thing with the stock market. And obviously Trump owns a real estate as well. So I don't necessarily see this as a bad thing. I've often stated I'm not a fan of the Memecoin, but the other stuff, his kids and his family are running it. I don't really care about that. But Elizabeth Warren is using this as a political attack tool. And in yesterday's podcast, I shared that some Democrats are starting to roadblock the Stablecoin Bill, which is the GENIUS Act in the Senate. Well, guess who's behind all of that? Elizabeth Warren. We got a report that said Senator Schumer, Warren urged Senate Democrats to change course on stablecoin bill. This is according to Politico. I'm surprised Schumer's involved in this because he's been pro-crypto all the way, going against Warren even last year, getting the Fit 21 bill going and much more. And I'm surprised that he's now kind of teaming up with her. But I think the Democrats want certain things in this bill, and it may be draconian, so we'll have to wait and see what it is. But the other side of the coin is they're using this as a political attack. Obviously, Trump a Republican, he's the president. The Democrats are trying to gain back some power that they lost, so they're going to try to use this against him. And Elizabeth Warren tweeted out the clip where Trump talked about he would benefit, from the crypto market growing. And she said, the Trump family stablecoin surged to the 7th largest in the world because of a shady crypto deal with the United Arab Emirates, a foreign government that will give them a crazy amount of money. The Senate shouldn't pass a crypto bill this week to facilitate this kind of corruption. Now, the bill is important because it will allow innovation to flourish and it will protect consumers. But obviously, she's not going to say that. She's going to use the political angle to attack Trump and try to use that as a narrative to block the bill. Because at the end of the day, who does Warren work for? Jamie Dimon and the banking incumbents. This has been her MO for the past 4 years, getting Gary Gensler on board, Sherrod Brown, and much more to attack crypto unlawfully, unfairly, and much more. And she's not giving up, guys. So lots of drama here, and we got to wait to see how this plays out. Eleanor Terrett also weighed in, saying Senator Warren weighs in on the fate of the GENIUS Act, denouncing its passage by the Senate. Eleanor says, I'm told Republicans had been preparing for an initial procedural vote on the bill as early as Thursday, though it's now unclear whether that will happen, with Democrats pushing for changes before allowing it to move forward. So let's see what Warren and some of these Democrats come up with, because they may want to put some draconian stuff in there. And I will try to get some experts like Ron Hammond or Cody Carbone of the Digital Chamber on to talk about all these things, because I don't have all the information, but it's going to get messy. It looks like it's going to get messy. Stuart Alderati of Ripple weighed in on Warren's message and tweets, saying Liz's war on crypto is so all-consuming, she'll block bipartisan stablecoin legislation designed to protect consumers just to take a cheap political shot. So that's what I think this is primarily about. Christopher Perkins, I've had him on the podcast. He heads up Coin Fund. He's the president. He says, I've been hearing that certain people want to stop the stablecoin bill because World Liberty Financial actually has a stablecoin project of its own. I've also heard that Donald Trump may have some interest in the real estate industry. In that case, let's just ban real estate as an industry as well. Enough of the politics. Let's focus on doing what's right for change. Pass stablecoins now. So definitely agree with him there. And even Senator Bill Hagerty, who is the author of the GENIUS Act, he's the one who put it forth, of course, he retweeted the news of the Democrats blocking this, saying we must advance legislation that enshrines American leadership in the digital asset space and protects the US dollar for centuries to come. That time is now. we have a choice here: move forward and make any remaining changes needed in a bipartisan way, or show that the digital asset and crypto legislation remains a solely Republican issue. So we have bipartisan support, but some of the big wigs here, Schumer and Warren, seems like they're backing out or putting up the roadblocks. So like I said, I'll try to get some experts in DC to come on the podcast to talk about this and to break it down further. Okay, moving ahead. This is interesting. A tiny company wants to buy $20 million of Trump token to change US Mexico trade deals. This seems a bit of a PR stunt, just so you guys know, but it's interesting. Freight Technologies is the company. They've also invested in the FET token, so Fetch.ai. I'm a holder of that token as well. It says it's aiming to strengthen its technology and geopolitical positioning. So Freight Technologies shares jumped over 111% after the announcement, but plunged 21.6% in after hours trading. If I was them, I would be careful. If you hop on the Memecoin train and you put it on your reserve, I think you're asking for trouble. And it's not that I'm anti Trump coin or whatever. I'm not a fan of those things. But we know how meme coins move. They are the most riskiest assets, the most volatile. And that's saying a lot when the crypto asset class itself is highly volatile because it's new, it hasn't been around that long, it's still growing. But then you throw in these meme coins and my goodness. So I think this is a bit of a PR thing. It helped their shares. In a way, it's working out for them because their stock price jumped. But they better be careful if they actually execute on this, and they want to invest up to $20 million. So be careful, man. These meme coins, and it's not just the Trump meme coin. If they did this for Bonk or something else, right? Some other meme coin, I would say the same thing because it's just so volatile. You want to put that volatile of an asset on your balance sheet that, it's not like it has good fundamentals. There's people building with the coin or something like that. It is all based on speculation and sentiment as far as the meme coins themselves. So anyway, hopefully they know what they're doing, or they do some sort of arbitrage with their stock price. Maybe that's what it is. Moving ahead, guys, we often talk about how crypto is global. It's a global movement. Well, here's CZ, founder and former CEO of Binance, tweeted out, Binance partners with Kyrgyzstan to launch crypto payments and blockchain education. Now, CZ had mentioned this news about a month ago that he's working in educating the folks in Kyrgyzstan, also Pakistan. So he's doing a lot of advocacy and education and advisory roles. And it's great to see these things coming to fruition, on-ramps being set up globally. And many governments are embracing this technology and they're looking to get as much out of it. And here's another example. The Maldives to build a $9 billion crypto hub to attract investment. But folks, there are still people out there who think this is a scam, a Ponzi, fake money, money laundering, right? They run with those narratives. They haven't educated themselves. They haven't taken the time to see what the governments are putting out and the regulations and what the big banks and stock exchanges and all these big names we've been talking about, Morgan Stanley, Charles Schwab, E-Trade, and much more getting involved. They're not paying attention to that, but this is the nature of markets, and early adopters are going to win. And then eventually a lot of the naysayers, they're going to come running towards this asset class when they realize what it is. But by then it'll be too late. They won't get the same gains. And many of them, because they're not fully educated, they'll be coming in the dumb money crowd. We've seen it time and time again. So government officials hope the move can attract foreign investment into the Maldives, diversifying its revenue streams and alleviate its debt. Folks, look at what is happening here. A global movement towards this technology and asset class. And I'll say it for the millionth time. The government, the markets, the economies will be running on blockchain. We're headed to the token economy. Tokenization is the future of finance, as Larry Fink, BlackRock CEO, has said. So this is incredibly bullish. Folks, that's the news. Let me know what you think. Leave your thoughts and comments below. Hit the thumbs up button. A great way you can support me and the podcast is by subscribing to my free email newsletter. It's 100% free. Also, check out my book on Amazon. It's available in paperback and digital. And check out my new course at mycryptocourse.com. This is a comprehensive course that covers every aspect of crypto, Knowledge is power. Expand your knowledge around crypto. And best of all, what makes this course unique, it features expert commentary. You will hear from founders, CEOs, and institutional investors. No other course offers that. It has videos, text write-ups, downloadable materials, and much more. And folks, you pay a one-time fee, you get lifetime access, and you can go at your own pace. You can share the login with your friends and family if you want. So if you'd like to learn more, go to mycryptocourse.com. Folks, thank you for watching and listening. I appreciate you all, and I'll talk to you all later.